Go.
We're at Silver City Ghost.
Alright, one more time. Go, go. Go, go. Go, go. Ready? Boo, boo. Go.
We're at Silver City Ghost Town. Cactus.
Yeah, go up.
Cactus. Kitty cat. Meow. Meow. Kitty cat. Kitty cat. Meow. Kitty cat. Meow. Hey, kitty cat wants to play you all.
Keep going.
Meow.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Are you Paul?
No,
No.
Jay Paul will be over here shortly. I'm his son, Sean. And everything in here is for sale, except the cat. The cat's not for sale.
What's the cat's name?
Izzy. That's
Izzy?
Izzy. Izzy
Oh,
the
Izzy.
Ghost Town Cat. Yeah, he's got his own Facebook page.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make sure we become fans.
Yeah. And then we got 2 more rooms, art and antiques next door as well. And then back in the back there, that's the Ghost Town.
Okay.
And that's a museum back there. Nothing for sale on the go. All kinds of stuff.
Keep going.
Oh. Ghost crossing. What the?
Keep going.
What the? What the? What the? Sleep, sleep, ah, sleep, sleep, What a minute?
What?
Sleep,
Oh, that.
up. Sleep, sleep, up, up.
What?
Sleep, up. Water. And sleep up, sleep up, sleep up, up. It's sleep. Yeah, sleep up, up. What? Does he even know what it means?
Nope.
Sleep. These aren't for sale, are they?
No, everything here is for sale.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So this is?
Yeah.
Oh,
These are
there's
antiques. Do you know what antique means? Antique means old.
It's
Or things that are
still
old.
a
Look at this.
clock now. There is still a clock. There's that clock. You can also there's that clock. Is it being bigger? Watch out, watch out.
Don't
break
bump
this
into
up.
stuff.
Steve, what's this? It's for sale. Hey! If people want to buy it, they can buy it. Steve, looky.
Keep going.
Steve, hey, no, this. You want me to put it in your room at home? No. And then every night when you open your eyes, you see it? No. And they'll be scared. Oh yeah.
Hey, don't goof around here.
What's a snake? Snake? Okay. I like this ball. What the? Like it.
behind you.
What?
Yes.
Ah! Whatever you break, you have to pay. You have to pay.
What?
I want to put the kitty cat home. I want to put the kitty cat back home.
You guys meet the owner? He owns the place. We all have to answer to him. His name is Izzy, the Ghost Town Cat, and he's got his own Facebook page. And he's got and he's got 700 followers on Facebook from all around the world. Yeah, his name. He's under his name, so it's facebook.com. Izzy, the Ghost Town Cat, one word. IZZY, the Ghost Town Cat. So. All right. So yeah, pretty cold last night, right?
Yep.
You guys have lots of blankets and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, we're stepping back in time. As you see, it gets older and older as we get back here. And I'm not getting any younger myself, so come on. I always tell them it's better to start on the Wells Fargo side over here on the right, on my right. There. And back in the day, they used to hang them out there too if they misbehave. See the hangman's noose up in the tree up here?
Oh yeah, I see.
They'd leave them hanging there for several days and warn everybody not to misbehave when they were in this town. They get all serious looking. That's amusing, isn't it? It's better to start your tour on any given day, whether it's a guided tour or not. At the Wells Fargo building, there's lots of great art. There's the original ATM machine right there. All you need is a stick of dynamite to get your dough out, right? So my name is J. Paul Corlew. I'll be your guide today on this adventure. And my family bought the property in 1988, bought the original half in 1988 and the second half in 1990. And we've been regretting it. I mean, restoring it every day since, it seems like. It's job security around here. We call it what fell off today, or the repair du jour. If you speak French, that means the repair of the day. So follow me and we're going to get started here. So it's pretty rustic and rugged around here, and this is just the way it was in the Old West. So we preserve it. A state of arrested decay, we call it. Take a look inside of there. That's like 100 years ago or more. That's the way the post office looked back in the day. You're having a good time, aren't you? Did you see the guy in the behind the teller's cage up there? He's been standing there for many years. If he starts moving, I'm going to take off running. All right. Buildings here from Clareville and Keysville, Old Isabel, South Fork, Miracle, and other Kern Valley frontier towns. If you go to those sites today, there's virtually nothing left of any of those towns, so we're really happy. Yeah, that one creeps me out even. She's been standing there a long time. But years ago, we had a lady come in and she said that it reminded her of Clareville in the 1920s. She was about 80-something years ago, and this was... Hi. If she says hi back, I'm running. Anyway, she said that she gave an eyewitness account of Clareville being not populated at all. They drove into the town and their car broke down in the middle of the town, a Model T, in 1929 during the Depression. They were saying things like, hello, from throughout the valley.
Okay.
And they're real historic structures that were moved here back in the 1960s, 70s, and a few in the 80s.
Okay. Hey, watch out. Don't mess around. Just follow. Okay.
Mostly experience here. You guys ever seen a ghost?
No.
Good. We've been saving that up for you today. You never know, you might see one in here. This is the original Isabella jail, and it dates back to about 1890 or so, a little bit earlier maybe. And if people were bad, they would chain them to the floor right there. And this is supposed to be, many people believe it's haunted by a friendly ghost that taps people on the shoulder like that. Yeah, I laughed too, till I got tapped on the shoulder. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. You never know what's going to happen in here. Sometimes nothing, but sometimes people actually have real experiences. Like people have said the bed moves by itself in here. It would vibrate like that when they sit on it. And others have seen a man laying right there sleeping. At least they thought he was sleeping. He may be sleeping for all eternity, right? And then this is where a lot of paranormal groups have come and investigated.
Oh, really?
And they've had quite the experiences over the years. They have various. Have you ever seen Ghost Adventures? We're going to step down to the marshal's office here. We've got the marshal's office, much the way it might have looked about 1890 or so.
You know what Marshall is?
What?
It's
It's
kind
a
of like
lawman,
like the police kind of.
like the police. That's right. Lawman of the old days.
Maybe this one was better.
Do you like this place? Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, if you ever get a chance, go up in Bodie and see it. And it was horrible. Many times there was little or no law. Freaky sounds around here. Day and night be explained naturally, but sometimes see that outhouse over there? That's the bathroom back in the old days. And many people have seen that door shut against the wind, like we got the wind blowing this way right now. Last week it was opening against the wind and people were going, what the heck? And they walked on by it. And after they walked by it, slammed shut, and everybody's going, you've got an outhouse ghost. And I go, wouldn't you hate to spend eternity in a bathroom? That'd be bad. You hear that? I think that's, but yeah, if they misbehave, they treat them pretty harshly around here. I always say the artifacts here date back to the 1850s. Many of them and sharpeners that you use to sharpen your knife. Sharpen your knife back in the old days. I didn't see this. Still works pretty good. You'd have to have a friend help you and hold it. You guys know what that is? You ever seen anything like that? That is a seeder. They used to put seeds in there. They'd walk around and plant the seeds one by one like that. Pretty neat device. I like that. And if you've ever seen the show Gold Rush or the other TV shows like that, on some things we have no idea what they are, like this particular thing. It was meant to cramp something, but we don't know what. You guys got any idea what that might have been used for? Me neither. That, on the other hand, is a scythe. And this is pretty rare to have this piece on it. But they used to cut weeds with that, harvest hay. So it's a pretty neat item. A lot of work back in those days. Everything was difficult. You know? Now take a look inside of here. We got Jake. He's sleeping on the left there. He's been sleeping there for as long as I can remember. Yeah, look in there. Because I don't know about that Jake guy sitting there. Jake's on the left there sleeping with the hat over his face. 1850s and was found locally in an old mine shaft. During Prohibition, they used to make whiskey around here and sell it, you know. And then there's some other really great artifacts in there. The little rail itself, and they would put the rail in there and bend them so they could go around corners in the mine shafts. On the other side right there, you see the big scale right there?
Oh yeah.
That was used to weigh gold and silver, or gold I should say, in the Big Blue Mine, which is a very fantastic mine. Just like that one to haul the raw ore up to the surface.
Is that shake?
Yeah.
And a lot of times miners like Jake that we just saw in the miner's cabin here would be paid by the load. So they would come up each time they came up with a whole wheel, you know, a whole cart full of. As they were a little too close, they were often camping right by the. You see the scale up there in the window? Many people believe it's got a ghost. It moves it sometimes, and as soon as I said that, it started moving. Do you see it? Now, in all fairness, there is no glass in that window, and there is a breeze blowing, as you can see. But some say it doesn't knock into a scale, but when you see it stop, you'll know why. It's pretty much stopped right now. Can you move it really good for us? Look at that. Is it the wind? What do you think? I say scientific minds would say it's the wind. Those who have open minds might say it's the ghost. Some who don't know any better might say it's both, right? All right, seen better days. This one's in a little bit better shape, as you can see.
Let me put it down.
Okay.
You ever seen one of these? That's a saw from back in the day.
Oh wow.
It's a big hand saw they used to use to cut lumber. Can you imagine? Hard work. Alright, come on in. Come in, we'll let you guys go. Here, let's wake up and see if anybody's here. Oh, it's stuck.
Come on, let's go to the church.
The bell's stuck up there. It
No.
must have blown really high. I have to climb up there and get it unstuck.
Oh, really?
Rain.
Go.
So it's raining. This is the old church and meeting hall from Scobert Hot Springs. I was going to tell you a while ago, all the buildings were moved here back in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s from area ghost towns like Clairville, Keysville, Old Isabella, Whiskey Flat, South Fork, Miracle, and other Kern Valley frontier outposts. If you go to those sites today, there's virtually nothing left of any of those towns. So we're glad to have these representations of the Old West saved here forever, hopefully at Silver City Ghost Town. This is a coffin. There's no body in it. Thank goodness. And it was donated to the ghost town. This old piano here has seen better days, I think. It's kind of hard to play at, I think. Definitely needs some restoration work. So. And then the pew back here is so you can sit and listen to the preacher give a sermon from the Bible, sitting right there. And then this was a kneeling place that you could pray. And this Bible dates to about 1850 or so, very, very old. Look how old that is. Have you ever seen a book quite that old? Not too often, huh? Only in a museum. So. All right, we're going to go down to Annie Sullivan's building. That's right next door, so let's go check it out. Many people believe the ghosts move with the building. Some of the ghosts that we have. No, he sets his hours of work pretty liberal. But Izzy, you going to show us around? Come on. It's got that kind of feeling, doesn't it? It's kind of spooky in here. Now, over the years, we've done a lot of movies, music videos, commercials, A&E, the History Channel, Warner Brothers, have all filmed here in some capacity. And we most recent one we did was a music video for a up-and-coming country star named Charlie Cole. And you can find, it's a female named Charlie, and she's on YouTube. You can probably watch that that video that was shot here. It's called Trouble. So if you want to look it up.
Okay.
She is pictured here in this painting on my lap. And she raised handsome little hairless Chihuahua dogs. And she used to sell them to the public. We don't know who these people are. Lost in time, unfortunately. I wish I did know. It's in a convalescent home, but either way, a lot of people say she still kind of haunts the place and comes back to. You see her? Sometimes she'll stare up like that, and I go, "Oh, hi, Annie." He seems to know when they're present. Little rocking chair. So, I've never seen it do that, but some people have said they did. Look, there's one for each of you. You need to go? You got to be good friends or relatives or maybe politicians to want to use that.
Have you ever seen a porta potty that has two?
That's the only one I've ever seen. Some weird, unusual artifacts scattered all through here. We don't know what everything here is. There's a lot of stuff that we call in the trade as curator of the museum here. I call them what's-its. That's the official title of what is it? I don't know, it's a what's-it. I have no idea what it is. But all these artifacts were found. Bam! And chunk off big pieces of ore, gold-bearing ore. They put them in the ore cart, and then after it was filled up, they would haul it up. Usually by donkeys or mules. They would haul it up to the top, but occasionally they actually used steam-powered wires and such, cables to bring it up to the surface. And that was probably the preferred method because the horses and the mules were often kind of. That's the single out right there. That's the one-holer they call it. This is our oldest building, and one of the oldest buildings in the Kern River Valley. It's the Apolate Burlando House. Apolate Burlando House, and it dates to about 1858. Francisco Apolate raised by some accounts, as many as 17 children were raised in this home. If you can believe it. Back in the day, it was a huge house for its time. But by today's standards, it's pretty small. As you can see, we're going to go inside, which I don't always allow people to do. And so let's unlock this door and see what's in there. Oh, who are these guys? Wow. They're a little stiff, huh? If you see any of them move, we're going to all run down the street, okay? Look over to your right. There's wonderful artifacts that were gathered from throughout the valley and put on display here. There's these potions and medicines and things like that. There's soap. There's opium vials. Opium was legal until about 1850 and they outlawed it. A lot of these medicines contained opium and all kinds of... prior to that, you could go into the store and buy this stuff right off the shelves. We're our most famous haunting took place. When we first opened, we had a Halloween event for kids. And through that table and through the other table and right out the other side of the building. And interestingly enough, very few people at that time knew, but there's a doorway right there. Do you see it where it was covered up with the painting? But you can see remnants of the where the crack was. That's where the door was. There was also a door early back in the day where that mirror is. So it's kind of interesting they chose that route to go through. Apparently in the other realms, the doors are still there. Now I was down at the other end and I heard all this screaming and I came running down here. And people were saying the shot glasses were floating in the air. Some of the shots were being knocked back like somebody was drinking here. And by the time I got here, it was all over but the shouting, you might say. And people, his hat was about to blow off there. And people said they saw these things happen, and they came running out of the building, almost knocking me down in the process. And I looked over at my wife, they were saying things like, "How'd you do those special effects? Oh my God, this place is really haunted. It's incredible. I can't believe the bottles were floating. How'd you do that?" And things of that nature. The truth is, we didn't do it at all. And my late wife was standing right there, and she said, she looked like she'd seen a ghost, which she apparently had at that point. And she was speechless, and I go, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "I can't believe what just happened." And she talked about all the things floating in here. And the rocking chair rocked by itself right here. The mannequin supposedly raised its arm, and I missed it all by 45 seconds. And my breaking in not too long after that, right about the same time, in fact, we were in the original antique stores right down there on the corner. Where you entered tonight or today are pretty much laid out in the same way those were. There's 2 rooms in the front there, and then it's connected by a narrow hallway. And over the years that I was there, about 4 years, people go, "You've got a ghost in here." Things used to come off the shelves or fall over, and they go, "I didn't touch it," you know, and things like that. And I kept saying, "It's just our ghost, nothing ever breaks." And funny enough, things flew off the shelf, but nothing ever broke. Then one day I was in the second room. It's about this size right here, and it's connected by a narrow hallway. And we'll say this is the hallway, for instance. And the lady was in there with her grandson. And he was getting front here, in the front room there, I should say. And all of a sudden, she goes, "Well, we better go and take him home. I'm afraid he's going to break something." So as soon as she stepped into this room, things just started flying off the shelves all around. I saw this all around the boy, and he ducked down and he goes, "I didn't touch anything, Grandma," like that. And all these items were laying on the floor, and she goes, "Let's go, Johnny." And she grabbed him, and a miner's lunch pail flew over the boy's head and landed right at Grandma's feet. Grandma didn't miss a beat. She stepped over it. She took off running out the door with the boy in tow like that. And I said, "I'm not letting her get away that easy." I ran out the door and I go, she had her old Chrysler LeBaron, I think it was, with the old roll-up windows. And she rolled them up like that as I came out the door. And I go, wait. And she goes, no, I'm done. I got to go. And I got her to roll down the window about that much. I go, "Ma'am, did you see what I saw?" And she goes, "Oh, I saw." And she says, "You're a great man, and this is a wonderful store, but I'll never set foot in this place again." And she didn't. Her husband, however, talked to the local media, the local newspaper about the incident, and she confirmed everything I just told you right there, and it's in the paper many years ago. Country made out of redwood. As you can see, big planks of redwood right there. The back bar here was actually used in the old town of Kernville, the Mountain Inn in Kernville, and many movies were shot there. So many famous actors of the day actually stood in front of this mirror back in those days, or drank in front of it, I should say, including let's see who, Hoppy